Welcome back. Welcome back to Let's Talk Wednesday. My name is Melshanique Collins, and I am the CEO and family advocate of the G.R.A.C.E Agency, where we advocate for families that have child welfare cases. We also help fathers to gain paternal rights to their children through legitimation. But we just don't stop there, y'all. We help with other court petitions, modification of child support, modification of custody and visitation. We also do third party custody. So that is a child was left with another relative. So that could be an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent that is needing to get some type of guardianship or custody of that child. We also do contempt and paternity. There we go. There we go. Something that we are doing, you all, is new. It's called the DAD Project. So it's Developing Active Dads. And that is a program that I'm going to start implementing where we are strictly focusing on fathers, right? And as fathers that want to be involved with their children, whether it is them getting legitimated, whether it is them getting custody of their children, also whether it's them modifying their child support, because a lot of fathers have issues when circumstances in their life happen and they have some changes, and they don't know how to go about that process, or paternity or contempt when they have an order that is in place but it is now being violated. So this is a project that I really want to work on. It's not a slight to the mamas, but I feel like fathers are really an underserved population where they don't get the attention and the focus that they need. And there are fathers that want to be involved with their children, right? It's not just fathers that's out here being raggedy and ratchet. It's fathers that want to be involved with their children, but they don't know how. And so this is a new project that we are implementing, and we've been doing that at the G.R.A.C.E Agency, but it is something that I want to strictly focus on when it comes to assisting the fathers. Okay, so if this is a service that you need help with a court petition, you need someone to help you advocate if you have an open child welfare case with defects, or you need some information on connecting with resources, you can give us a call at 678-729-7261. And then we'll be able to go over, do a free consultation with you and kind of go over some of the particulars about your circumstance. Or you can visit our website, which is www.grace-ga.com. And on our website, what you're going to see is little boxes that's going to say book now or free consultation. Once you book on those, click those buttons, it's going to take you to a form. Fill out all the information on that form and send that over. It comes directly to me. It comes directly to my phone, and I get them all the time. If you have questions as well, you can also ask a question on that, and then it'll come to me as well, and I will answer your question. I'll do my best to answer it within 24 hours, but typically I answer them immediately because, again, they come straight to my phone, and who don't have their phone with them, right? So, again, if you need those services, please give us a call at 678-729-7261, or visit our website, which is www.grace-ga.com. Also, if you would like to email us at Melshanique, which is M as in Mary, ELSHANIQUE, Collins, COLLINS @gmail.com. Put your issue in the subject. Put a little bit of information. Y'all don't have to put a 3-paragraph paper in there. Just put a little bit of information, and then I'll give you a call and we'll go over, what's going on with you. Okay. So for you all that have never seen our Let's Talk Wednesdays, you are in for a treat. And I say this, and sometimes I am bewildered because people are on social media all day, every day, right? All over the world. And I get people that ask me, they will inbox me and say, hey, can you give me more information? Or, hey, can you give me contact information for this or a resource for this? And I'm like, literally, you all, I am posting resources every Wednesday. I'm giving the contact information for those resources. The people themselves are putting their information in there. They're saying it on the video. You have to watch the video. I am doing somebody different every week. So I don't care if you need food pantry, clothing closet, housing or utility assistance, I don't care if you need transportation, or you need grief services, or you need services. It's the gamut of services. We also have people that help you literally locate services that you need within your county, but you got to be here on Wednesday. Every Wednesday between 12 and 1, I typically do my Let's Talk Wednesdays. And again, you all, these are lives that are posted. So if you happen to miss a live, go back to every Wednesday and you're going to see somebody new, and you're going to find a resource that you need. But also, I post flyers, and on the flyers I put on there what we will be discussing. So if something sticks out to you, or if there's a resource that you need, look at that flyer, because that flyer will tell you particularly who we will be discussing and what we will be discussing, so that you don't miss it, you all. But again, you all, Let's Talk Wednesdays is about bringing different organizations and agencies together, where we're not going out to the community or expecting you all to come, out to us, but we are coming to you, right? So we have different resources every single week, right? There, and the reason I say this every week, but I have to really drive this point in. The reason why I do this is because there are resources that are available to us that we do not know. We do not know where they're located. We don't know what they do. We don't have a contact person. And many of us is tired of calling voicemails, right? Or getting AI type of responses. We want somebody, a real human that we can talk to, that can lead us to where we need to get to. So that is what we do here every single Wednesday. So again, don't miss it. We're going to do a new organization every single Wednesday. So y'all, without further ado, the resource that we are discussing today, the organization is called Hillside Presbyterian Church. Just to give a little background information, as I always do, I went to a men's wellness event in Decatur. I think it was in June, if I'm not mistaken. And actually, I ended up sitting next to this gentleman, and just discussing, what everybody does, as I typically do. I walk around, I discuss what they do. I invite them to let's be a part of our Let's Talk Wednesday. And I met with Mr. Robinson, and just talking with him, and I found out that there is a particular service that he offers that I have yet to come across. Not to say that other organizations don't offer it, but I've been doing this since January, and I have not heard of an organization that does this. Not saying that there don't, but I haven't heard of one. And I felt like this right here, this is important for the community to know, because we don't understand how the little things can prevent us from accomplishing the big things if we don't have it, right? And so without further ado, you all, I am going to be introducing you to Mr. Donald Robinson from Hillside Presbyterian Church. And I'm going to let him give y'all a little bit of information about who he is and what he does. 1 second. Hello, Mr. Robinson. How are you?
Hi, Mel. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm
That's
good.
good.
Good. So what I wanted to do is I want to allow you to give an introduction of who you are, what you do, and how you came to do this unique thing that I think is very beneficial to a particular community that can benefit from the services that your organization offers.
Certainly. My name again is Don Robinson. I'm a member of Hillside Presbyterian Church at 1879 Columbia Drive in Decatur. I'm also an elder at the church and a volunteer in our food pantry. Our pastor is Reverend Sylvia Wilson. First and foremost, we give all thanks and praise and honor to for everyone, for everything we do in the pantry. Without his grace, we could do nothing. Most people have heard the phrase, you don't miss your water until the well runs dry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for this scenario, you don't miss your ID until you need it. And
Absolutely.
that's what we do at Hillside Presbyterian Church. We issue free IDs to those people who need it. We do it primarily because of voting. We want you to vote. So there is one source of getting it through the state government that is free.
Mm-hmm.
uh, that you can get, but it's not all inclusive. Some businesses will accept that ID, and other businesses won't. So we went to the Department of Motor Vehicles itself,
Mm-hmm.
and we now are able to get free IDs to those people who need them at no cost to them.
Awesome.
We did that through a grant through our presbytery, Mel, and we wrote up a grant. And why we did it was that we're a food pantry, and many of the people who were coming in to get food, we couldn't get food for them because they didn't have an ID. And there are just so many areas in a person's lives that they need an ID. For an example, to get a job. For example, for their banking or checking account. Unless they have an ID, they can't do any banking. They can't buy a cell phone. They can't write checks or volunteer, for example, on nonprofit organizations. They can't vote.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when and if stopped by the police, you have to have some kind of identification, which many of the people coming into our facility don't have. So we presented this to the presbytery.
Mm-hmm.
They liked the idea and granted us the grant, uh, which provides us for those people who don't have an ID to get them an ID. The other thing that's happened with this is that because people don't have an ID, they can't, because they don't have a birth certificate, they can't get an ID. So we assist them through a company called Vital Check that uh, will we register with them with the person,
Mm-hmm.
and that information is logged into their computers, and they come back, yes, this person is valid, and they accept them, and they send them a birth certificate. It takes about 3 to 7 business days for that person to get that birth certificate. Now, with the birth certificate, they can get the ID,
Okay.
but they will also, for verification from the DMV, they need the birth certificate. They need 2 sources of residence where they live. I or someone in our facility, in our building, will take them to the Department of Motor Vehicles
Mm-hmm.
and get them their ID.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Okay.
It's pretty
So
simple.
if so
Go
if
ahead.
they don't have their ID, you all help them get their birth certificate, which will then help them get their ID. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, I
If
got you.
if they, if they don't have their ID, the only way they can get it through the state is that we got to go with their birth certificate, which we go online and get their birth certificate for them at no cost to them.
Okay.
Uh, with the birth certificate, and then they need 2 sources of residence where they live via the mail,
Okay.
and we take that information down to the DMV,
Hmm.
present it to them, and they issue their ID.
Now let me ask you this: what if the person is homeless and they don't have any sources of residency, like where they live? Is that going to prevent them from receiving help?
It most certainly will delay it. They, and that's really a really big issue because they don't have a residence.
Right.
So we try to get their past residence. As long as if it's something within 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
uh, then we can work with them on that.
Okay.
But if they don't have a residence, then there's and this is the state. This is not us,
Mm-hmm.
because the cost to the person, the homeless person in this case, would be nothing. Uh, but if they are, if they do get their ID, then the cost is like $32, and we pay that cost.
Okay, awesome. Now let me ask you this. What if the person is living with somebody and they don't have like any utilities or anything in their name? Can they still but that person that they're living with can produce something or some type of information that says that that person is living with them? Is that good for them as well?
Yeah, they can do that. as far as having a residence.
Okay.
Uh, so yes, they can do that.
Okay.
And the other thing, I mean, if they don't have, what's the other thing they can do? If they live with somebody, they go down to the post office, or have somebody go to the post office and have a change of address, so that, and then the post office will send the mail to that address if they live
Gotcha.
with them, and then that gives them a residence.
Okay, awesome. Now tell me this, Mr. Robinson, what inspired this idea to come about for Hillside? Was it something that you all were coming across regularly where people were in need of services and they didn't have their IDs?
Yes. What's happening in our food pantry is that people we get on any given day, we're seeing between maybe 18 and maybe 40, 45 people coming in. Many of them, well, not many, maybe some of them will not have an ID. And so we, again, cannot provide them food. And so that became such an issue. We presented it to the presbytery that there were people out there that we couldn't get food to, uh, who um, who wanted food and couldn't get it, and we needed to get a grant to be able to provide them food. I'm sorry, a birth certificate.
Okay, okay. So what is the time span as far as when do you all do these IDs and birth certificates? And oh, you all do social security cards, is that correct?
We we do and we don't. Uh, People coming in have lost their social security cards. We can
Mm-hmm.
refer. The
Okay.
social security department is very picky about privacy issues, so they don't like to divulge a lot of information out. But we can maybe set them up with appointments, because right now the social security department, is a walk-in. It's very difficult to get in, so we
Okay.
can help them through getting appointments for them to go in.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So what is the time span as far as how often do you all do this? Like where can they meet you all at? Is there a specific time frame that they have to come to where you are to
Yes,
get this done?
yes, there is. Uh, our food pantry is open on Tuesdays. It's every Tuesday
Mm-hmm.
from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So those hours, I mean, this is as far as getting your IDs. Uh,
Okay.
they'll need to come in uh, with those. Probably the first thing they do, they won't have those things when they come in, and we'll tell them that you need to get, we'll get your birth certificate when you've gotten that, and then when they get their birth certificate via through the mail,
Mm-hmm.
we come in and with two pieces of proof of your residence, I will take you to the DMV to get your identification, your ID. But
Okay.
we're only open on Tuesdays from 1 o'clock to 3 p.m.
Okay.
And if they get there a little bit early, I do most of that. If they come in a little bit early, we'll drive over to the DMV on Chandler Road. And something that line is sometimes very busy, and it takes a couple hours to sit there and wait to get that. But we've been very successful in doing that. If
Okay.
they have that information, we can get there. We can get their IDs.
Oh, perfect. So if they have that information that you all can transport them, help with the transportation to get there to get that.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's just say, and this is just me thinking of questions that the community might want to know. What if they are in need of these things but they can't get to you? Do you all have transportation to pick them up or do they have to make their way to you and then you all can help them from there?
Yeah, we only, I suppose, because I'm doing this primarily, and we ask you, because once they get there, we're going to take them to the DMV to get it, and we're going to bring them back to the facility. We're shorthanded as many as our volunteers, so I'm the only one who's doing that. So we're very limited in that case. It would be important for them to get to the facility, to our church, and
Okay.
then I'll take care of the rest from that point. Bring them back to the church, and there's a bus right outside, and if need be, we will get them money to catch the bus.
Okay. Awesome. 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 Okay. So in doing my research, because I seen that you all offer a lot of really good services, and different services that I haven't heard of before. And one of those services was the Georgia Justice Project. Can you tell me about what you all do with the Georgia Justice Project, or what your involvement is?
Yeah, our involvement in the Georgia Justice Project is that for those families who have loved ones in prison, incarcerated, that the Georgia Justice Project provides those families transportation to the various prisons throughout the state.
Mm,
There is no cost to the family, and we at Hillside provide our time. We will. They have cars or vans. We will drive them to that prison normally on a
mm-hmm.
Saturday morning, and whatever it takes during the whole day, we'll drive them there. They'll go into the prison, uh, talk to their loved one. We'll be outside waiting for them, and then when they finish their visitation, we'll bring them back to the Georgia Justice Project building,
Oh,
or
wow.
we'll bring them home.
Oh, wow. So is that so? Are there only specific jails or prisons that Hillside visits?
No, no, there's any prison in the state of Georgia.
Okay. Wow. How did you get in? How did Hillside get involved in something like that? Was that something that was introduced to different churches in the community, or you all just saw a need for that, just like you did for the IDs?
Yeah, it's pretty open. They can go online, the Georgia Justice Project, and
Mm-hmm.
it'll give you a lot of information from them. But we got involved. We've been involved with them from that standpoint, that of still serving by driving families to the facilities, the prison facilities. We wanted to get involved in that area as a service to our community.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. So I also saw, and I think it was in our brief conversation, that you all do some type of housing and utility assistance. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, we don't. We do just as a referral. If they come in
Okay.
looking for housing, we can refer them to sources that can help them.
Okay. Okay, I got you. So how does Hillside ensure that their services are, I don't want to say marketed, but I want to say can be found by the community? Are you all out in the community doing different community events? Or if I was somebody that did not go to your church, how would I be able to find out that this is something that you all do? Or if you have, an upcoming event that has great resources, how would I find out about that?
I go onto our website, hillsidepresbyterianchurch.org,
Okay.
and that information should be there. We have healthcare, we have fairs. We have DeKalb County coming out once a month, the first Tuesday of the month,
Mhm.
to our church. Looking, people can visit and have questions and that they have about their health answered.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
That's on the first Tuesday of the month for us.
And you said you have DeKalb County come out?
Yes,
Okay. And that's DeKalb County. Is it the hospital or is it a?
it's a mobile unit that they have.
Oh, okay. Okay. So they do screenings at this unit?
Um, I don't. You say training?
Screening. Screenings, health
Oh,
screening.
screening. Oh,
Uh-huh.
they do. I think a selected amount of screening.
Okay.
I don't know to what extent. I have to let you know about that. But they come out every Tuesday in a big mobile van.
Okay.
They come in, they set up, and people come in, and they screen them. I guess that's what they're doing. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And you said it's every first Sunday?
Every no every first Tuesday.
Tuesday, got you.
Yeah.
Okay, because I want to take that information down. Just to let people know that that's also something that's going on as well. And so with you all providing such a gamut of services with people that are not necessarily connected to your church, right? They're not necessarily members. How do you face challenges when providing those services, and how do you overcome them?
Say again now.
How do you face any challenges when providing these services? Is there any type of red tape, or is there anything that you encounter often when it comes to trying to assist with the food pantry or the Georgia Justice Project, or trying to assist with any type of referral services or anything like that?
Well, yeah, yeah, Mel, it's pretty straight up. I mean, the things that we do, for example, with the DMV, everything, of course, is on computer. So it's, you have the information. We just have to be thorough about,
Mm-hmm.
how when we present or we talk to them, we're going to take care of your ID. We're going to take care of your birth certificate, but you have to have the information for us to do it, well, the DM, they won't do it. So it's pretty straight up. If they do those things, then we can pretty much assure that the people will get their IDs. Um, I have been going to the DMV now for a little over a year, and I know a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the people, so I have kind of like they'll not let it go because of me, but it's easier to
Right.
to
To get
work
done
around
what you
the
need to
system,
get
work with the
done.
system. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. And so does Hillside partner with any other churches in the community that are doing other services when it comes to being able to help out?
Yeah, we have a list of other partner churches that do similar things to what we're doing. I don't know if they're as extensive as we are with birth certificates and IDs. Uh,
Okay.
we need to reach out more. We really need to reach, since we have this. It's doing very, very well. We do probably 2 or 3 birth certificates a week
Okay.
on average. That sound like a lot, but we're talking about lives,
Right.
and so that's over the period of a year. We might do close to 100 IDs. And that's 100 people who didn't have them, who now have them, who can be productive, can go out, they can vote, they can get jobs, they can, bank and other things that you need to do with a person with an ID.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because ID is very essential to your livelihood in every single
Absolutely.
way. They ask for it everywhere.
Yes.
And so, can you share a success story of somebody who you were able to help, and then from there they were able to, establish employment or housing or anything like that from you all helping with IDs?
Yeah, there was a lady. This has been a few months ago, who came in. Her purse had been stolen.
Mm-hmm.
She lived. She had been living on the streets for a little over a year. Um, she lived at the intersection of Memorial Drive in Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
There's that shopping mall there with Kroger in it. She was living outside one of those little planes with a little mattress. Well, she came in looking for food, and one day, and she saw that we had, these posted signs up. She came over to us and
Mm-hmm.
asked, if we could help her get an ID. And so we went online to this company again called VitalCheck. Got her birth certificate. Took her down to the DMV. Got her ID. Uh, and what it did is unlocked where she had a banking account, a checking account. She couldn't get in because she didn't have an ID.
Oh,
So
wow.
as soon as we got those things for her, it opened all those doors up for her to be
Wow.
able to do her banking and checking, and you know, so that's probably the most vivid thing that happened with this particular person. But we have many stories of people getting jobs, housing, because they can. Yeah, I mean, so many things that IDs help you. That you have to have to be
Mm-hmm.
able to get things done. So there are other stories, but this is one. When you sent me back the information of this is what you wanted, I thought of this particular lady,
Okay.
particular.
Okay, awesome. Now, for people that may be watching this and they might not need the services, but they are looking to volunteer and they might not be a member of the church, do you all have any volunteer opportunities to assist with these services?
We absolutely do. We right now, again, we're volunteering one day a week,
Mm-hmm.
and it's 2 hours. And then really, we need to probably have a 2 days
Mm-hmm.
with 2 hours. But because we have 16 volunteers at the church right now who are doing the food pantry as it is,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the same people, and it would overburden those same people coming back. But they're volunteers, so
Right.
we don't want to burn them out. we want them to still have the pleasure and the feeling that they're helping people without sacrificing other things in their lives. So
Absolutely.
that's what we really need another day, another couple of hours, because there's a demand there for it.
Okay. I got you. So how would they be able to contact you if they wanted to assist wherever you needed them to?
They would contact, I think I gave you the name, McIntyre,
Yes, Ms.
Rosalind
Rosamond Robinson.
McIntyre.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she would be the key contact.
Okay. And is now I have an email for her because I want to put this down for people that want to volunteer. Is it the email you gave me? Or I got an email from someone else and it's called social mission at hillsidepresbyterian.org. Is that a good email?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. Yeah.
Okay. I'll put that down as well. So volunteers, they can contact Ms. Rosalind McIntyre through that email.
Yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. And so what are the future goals of Hillside when it comes to expanding services or, continuing to partner in the community? Is there anything, that you all have on your heart and your mind that you would like to do and expand?
Well, I did think I just pointed out. I think where we need grow, we need to grow.
Mm-hmm,
We need another day to really be able to be more effective in the community. Again, we have people coming in. We close at 3 o'clock. We have people come in, at 3:05, and we can't help them. So
mm-hmm,
if we had another day, that would be help us greatly. But we need volunteers,
mm-hmm,
and we don't have them. And so that's the primary criteria is that if we had the additional volunteers, I
mm-hmm.
think we could open up for another day. But that would be our primary focus. The biggest growth area for us, just adding another day on, and we could probably double the number of people that we're seeing.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And just a personal question for you, Mr. Robinson. What is it that drives you to continue to help the community? I know that you said that you are a member at Hillside. And from you speaking earlier, I believe that you are a believer of Jesus Christ, a believer of the faith. So,
I,
what is it that drives you to continue to help the community week in and week out?
I think, well, my wife and I both retired in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And for any number of reasons, busy doing this, busy doing that, we felt that we weren't contributing to we can get fulfillment of our spiritual um, obligations or desires. And
Mm-hmm.
we promised that once we retired, we want to get more involved in the church, in doing something. It's volunteers. And
Okay.
when we retired, that's exactly where we pursued. My wife is active also in Hillside,
Mm-hmm.
as I am. She and on several ministries as I am. We're a small church. Our congregation membership may be right around 100, a little over 100, but
Mm-hmm.
active members we're probably maybe 50.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's a small team. What we were looking for. We didn't want we didn't want a big church. We wanted something where we could get involved in.
Mm-hmm.
And we moved here from New Orleans because of Katrina,
Oh,
and we had no idea this in 2005 that we were going to be living in Atlanta. So we came here with the idea that we were going to go back home. When the levee broke in New Orleans, we knew we weren't going to go back, so we kind of looked out for jobs, and
mhm.
we both got jobs within a week. My wife taught; she got a job teaching, and I was in automobile sales. I
Oh,
got a
wow.
job, so here we are, 18, 19 years later.
Wow.
Uh, you know, so we're devoted. We want to contribute. We enjoy this. This is our life right now. So
Okay.
we enjoy the church. We enjoy the volunteering. We enjoy um, helping people get what they need to get to enhance their lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you, Mr. Robinson, and your wife as well, for really being out there in the community. It's different to talk about what people need or to see it. It's a different thing to be out there putting your hand to the field and
It
making
is.
sure that people receive what they need. Because I think, sometimes people that are more established or more stable, we take it for granted, right? We can just drive and get these things, or,
Yeah.
but people that really are in need of these things, but there's no one to assist them, and it keeps them as a barrier or a blockage to them moving forward. So I want to thank you and your wife for really being devoted and out there doing the work, not just speaking about it. And anybody that I come across that might be in need of your services, I will definitely send them your way. And also, just volunteers too. Because just like you said, you need more volunteers to be able to reach, to be able
Yes.
to expand
Yes.
your particular ministries that you're helping in. And that is important because it does feel sad to have to turn somebody away at 3:05.
Yes.
That may, and they have to wait a full week. So thank you and your wife. And again, thank you for choosing to speak with Let's Talk Wednesday on today. And I will do anything that I can to make sure that I can send people your way that that they're in need of these services, because these services, I haven't heard of them anywhere, but they are very important. They're vital to
They
a person's
absolutely.
being. So thank you again, Mr. Robinson.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mel, for having us.
No problem. And if you need anything, let me know. If I come across anything, I'll definitely let you know. But thank you for speaking with us today, and you have a great day.
You're welcome. Thank you and have a good day.
All right, bye.
Okay. Bye bye.